Hello, how are you doing? There's a powerful substance your body naturally produces that may help support insulin sensitivity and reduce fat buildup in the liver. And today, I'm going to explain exactly what it is, how it works, and how you can naturally boost its levels, or even supplement it if needed. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Make sure you stay until the end, because this could make a real difference in your health. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever been diagnosed with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or fatty liver? If so, drop a comment below. I'd really like to know what you're dealing with so I can create more content that actually helps you. And if you find this kind of information useful, take a second to like the video. That's the best way to support the work I do here. Also, feel free to share this with someone who could benefit from it. Now, let's get into it. The substance I'm talking about is called glutathione. It might sound complicated, but don't worry about the name. What really matters is what it does. Glutathione is one of the most important antioxidants in your body. Think of it as your cell's internal defense system, especially in the liver. Every time your body produces energy, processes food, metabolizes alcohol, medications, or is exposed to toxins, it generates byproducts. Many of these are known as free radicals. And here's the problem. Free radicals are unstable molecules. They're constantly trying to attach themselves to other cells, damaging them in the process. Over time, this creates what we call oxidative stress, which is strongly linked to insulin resistance and fatty liver disease. This is where glutathione comes in. It neutralizes these harmful molecules by essentially sacrificing itself. It binds to free radicals, stabilizes them, and stops that chain reaction of damage. Even more interesting, your body can actually recycle glutathione. There are enzymes that help regenerate it so it can be used again. So under normal conditions, your body handles this pretty well. The real problem starts when there are simply too many free radicals and your defense system can't keep up. And that's exactly what tends to happen in conditions like fatty liver and insulin resistance. Let's break that down. Fatty liver usually begins with excess calorie intake, especially from refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, and sugar. This leads to repeated insulin spikes and eventually insulin resistance. As a result, fat starts accumulating inside liver cells. But the real issue comes next. That fat doesn't just sit there, it undergoes oxidation, generating even more free radicals. This dramatically increases oxidative stress inside the liver. Now glutathione tries to step in and protect the cells, the mitochondria, and the overall function of the liver. But if the demand is too high, glutathione levels become depleted. And that's when things start to spiral. When glutathione is low, several things can happen. First, your mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, start to function less efficiently. This means less energy production and less fat burning, leading to even more fat accumulation. Second, inflammation increases. Free radicals activate inflammatory pathways, turning a simple fatty liver into a more serious condition known as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. And third, fat itself starts breaking down into toxic compounds, causing even more cellular damage. So what you end up with is a vicious cycle. More fat leads to more oxidative stress, which depletes glutathione, which leads to more damage, and the cycle continues. Now, it's important to understand that low glutathione doesn't necessarily cause fatty liver, but when it's low, it definitely makes the situation worse and accelerates progression. So the next logical question is, what depletes glutathione in the first place? There are a few key factors. Excess fat in the liver increases oxidative stress and demand for glutathione. Alcohol consumption is a big one. It uses up a significant amount of glutathione during metabolism. Chronic low-grade inflammation also drives up free radical production. Poor sleep reduces your body's ability to regenerate antioxidants. And consistently overeating puts extra stress on your liver, so managing these factors is crucial if you want to preserve your glutathione levels. Now let's talk about what you can actually do to boost it. Your body produces glutathione, but it needs the right building blocks. The most important one is cysteine, along with glycine and glutamate. So getting enough high-quality protein is essential. Foods like eggs, meat, and even whey protein can help, especially if you spread protein intake throughout the day. Sulfur-rich vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage are also powerful because they activate your body's natural antioxidant systems. Selenium is another key nutrient. It helps recycle glutathione into its active form. Brazil nuts are one of the best sources. Regular exercise, especially aerobic exercise, improves mitochondrial function and reduces oxidative stress. Sleep is absolutely critical, since your body restores its antioxidant balance overnight. And of course, reducing alcohol intake and maintaining a healthy weight, especially around the abdominal area, can make a huge difference. Now, what about supplementation? You might be thinking, why not just take glutathione directly? In theory, that sounds great. But in practice, it's not that simple. Glutathione is a large molecule, and when taken orally, much of it gets broken down during digestion before your body can use it. There are newer forms like liposomal glutathione, which may improve absorption, but results can still vary. What your body actually prefers is to make its own glutathione, and that's where N-acetylcysteine or NAC comes in. NAC is not glutathione itself, but it provides cysteine, the key ingredient your body needs to produce it. Think of it like giving your body the raw materials instead of the finished product, and this approach tends to work better. Research suggests that doses around 600 mg per day of NAC may help increase glutathione levels, improve markers of inflammation, and even support better blood sugar control. But here's the key point. NAC is not a magic fix. If your lifestyle is still out of balance, poor diet, lack of sleep, excess alcohol, it won't solve the problem on its own. It should be seen as a complement, not a replacement. NAC may be especially helpful if you're dealing with high oxidative stress, metabolic conditions, aging, or frequent exposure to toxins. But before starting any supplement, it's always best to talk to a healthcare professional who understands your specific situation. This video is meant to give you a clear and practical understanding, but personalized guidance always matters. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, have you ever tried NAC? I'd love to hear your experience. Thanks for staying with me until the end. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.